Now we get into some of the stuff that's going on.
This is what you're talking about in Italy.
That's
in China.
Part of it. And, here in Canada, down in the States, and the United States is trying to push their things off onto the rest of the world. So Napster happened, and that was a good thing from the publisher's point of view. Okay, we got rid of this, but it didn't. It never stopped the file copying, and it's never stopped the pirates.
Like the guys in Hong Kong.
The guys who will take a DVD or a CD and make a master from it, and make just identical covers, liner notes.
Well, that was funny because all these ones from Hong Kong, they all had gross spelling mistakes on the covers. It made no sense. They couldn't find somebody to do the covers right.
I don't understand, because they can copy the $1 bill from the United States.
I know.
Well.
The covers were so bad on some of these, it was just a joke.
But it doesn't matter what you do to the software, to the consumer side of things. And we're talking about the consumers. The guys who buy music are the ones who are sharing it online and learning about what it is that they want to buy. Okay? The publishers are trying to stop their public from determining what it is they want to buy. The publishers want to shove the stuff down your throat that they want to sell. They're star makers. They're not purveyors of 1 or 2 CDs from a back catalog.
Yep.
They want to print up make a million copies and sell them as fast as they can, turn that money over, make the star, push out the next album, and do it that way.
Yep.
Here in Canada, there's what's potentially a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit between artists who have not been paid and Sony and BMG and all of these different music companies for music that was put into compilations. This is the back catalog stuff, the stuff that wasn't star material but that people still want to listen to. They've never been paid for it. The publishing companies don't care about the back catalog. They don't care about the stuff that sells 1 or 2 copies a year or 1 or 2 copies a week. They want the stuff that sells 1 or 2 copies a minute.
Yep.
And that's the only stuff they want.
Well, that
and they don't know how to do business any other way.
But that makes sense, because that's the way the thing happened, and that's where it came from. And
where did the publishing industry come from? The publishing industry came from the fact that owning a printing press was an expensive deal. You couldn't justify owning a printing press in your house to print yourself 1 book. Well, first of all, where would you get the original book? Second, once you set it up, the second book's darn near free.
Yep. All the costs
so the guys that bought the printing presses, that ran the printing presses, could make 10,000 copies virtually as easily as they made the first one, and they could amortize the cost of it over, the whole print run. But it was quantity that made the publishing industry work, and it's been quantity since the 1400s when the print was. When was the printing press invented?
1436.
1436. There you go. Gutenberg's printing press. It was
movable type.
Movable type.
It wasn't movable type. It was carved type, wasn't it?
Gutenberg was the first one to use the bismuth antimony poured type kind of.
Yeah, it was hard type.
It was hard type. Yeah.
Hard type. It wasn't movable type.
No. But I've set type. I've actually set type.
Well, so have I. Have you ever used a linotype?
Yes, I've used a linotype.
Yeah, I had the first CompuGraphic.
I used a Justin Frito writer with punch paper tape.
Well, we had. That was funny.
Anyway, we both run printing presses. I mean, I can tell you stories.
4-color press operator.
The point is that the publishing industry, right up to the point of the CD, really, the publishing industry was based upon a scarcity of the technology of copying, right up to the CD. Now, my brothers and I were co-owners and investors in a high-end stereo store out in the middle of, or out in Point Grey called Hole in the Wall, WHOLE, Hole in the Wall Stereo. You have one of those Sony little carts with the black and white TV recorder and the camera on the monopod, and We had one of those in our store.
Mine was a Hitachi.
Sorry, it was a Hitachi. It wasn't a Sony. It was a Hitachi, identical to the one that you had.
I don't know if we still have that, though. I don't know where it is. No,
that is the era that store existed in.
That's Dr. Gunn's office has got that.
That's the era that we were in. We used to buy vinyl records, okay, all manner of vinyl records, but we'd probably only play them between 40 and 100 times because we were a high-end stereo store. We used to sell $10,000 stereos and $5,000 turntables and God knows what else. I mean, wonderful stuff. But we could tell a difference between the first playing and the 100th playing because we were listening to vinyl records and they degraded over time.
That's right.
About the same time that we got out of that business is when the CD came in. We used to sell albums, but we never sold CDs. We only sold a few CD players before we actually got out of the business. It was just, that was one of those things that we just got. Sound room down on Broadway.
I'm trying to remember, did you actually have a round hole as part of your facade?
Yes.
I remember the store.
Yes.
What was its address?
43, was the 4300, it was across,
West 10th?
10th and Trimble.
Yes, okay, I know what it was, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Love the place.
That Trimble Hill.
If you went down Trimble down to Spanish Banks, I used to deliver papers on that hill.
I was driving in Deductible, one of my more famous...
you didn't go up that, or did you go
No, I was coming up Trimble
Hill
in Deductible with Angie Dickinson and coming up the hill, and I couldn't make it.
No,
so I'm stopped dead on the hill with about 12 cars behind me.
Third and Trimble.
And Angie had to get out.
You didn't make her push, did you?
Well, she had to get out, direct the cars around us because I couldn't. This was almost as bad as the Mount Rushmore Hill.
Oh, it is. I used to get $5 a month route allowance for that because it was the worst route in the Lower
She had to get out and direct. I think it was Angie. It might have been her sister. No, it was Angie. Get out and direct. This would be one of those weird situations where nobody would know that it was Angie Dickinson directing traffic, right? Yes. And it was. They got her around, and then she stayed up. I backed down and on to 9th. No, second. No, it was up further than that, wasn't it?
No, couldn't possibly be. The hill is between 4th and Marine Drive. It goes down from 4th down to Marine Drive.
Is that where the big part of the hill is?
That's the big part of the hill.
Okay, because I had backed into, I guess it was
second. You
second.
backed into second, yeah.
Second, would it be third?
Or third.
Yeah, I backed into one or the other. I think it was second, because I think it was...
You probably didn't get up as high as third.
I was coming up to fourth. No, I almost got up to fourth.
Okay, well then you must have
backed into third. I backed into third, I think, yeah. I remember that. That was just... See how we get a segue into good stories through all this stuff?
Love it.
Yeah. Okay.
So the publishing industry is based on the scarcity of the technology to copy.
Yeah. How difficult it is to copy.
How difficult it is to copy. They owned the printing presses. And they charged by the copy.
Yep.
Along comes the technology for Joe Sixpack, or me, or you, or Mitchell, or anybody, to make as many copies as they want of whatever they happen to have at hand. They can make copies of music. They can make copies of sheet music. They can transcribe music automatically from a microphone.
Oh, look, using the Gestetner at school to make copies of sheet music for the choir.
Yeah, but that costs more money than what it does now.
Well, I know, but,
I used to sell ditto duplicators. Did you know that?
Yes, I did. You told me that.
Alcohol duplicators?
Yep.
But more than that, I can not just copy it. I can share it with somebody, and it doesn't cost me anything. There's not even media involved on my part. I don't have to put another piece of paper in the photocopier. I don't have to have another CD. I can simply share it. Well, what that's done is that it's meant that I can exert my word of mouth and say, these are neat songs. You should listen to them.
You should have one.
You should listen to them, and maybe you should have them. Whether you have them by retaining the copy that you get from me or by going and buying your own copy is your judgment, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm doing is facilitating, letting you know that this is good music.
Well, just sort of like I just said, I like the movie Daybreaker.
That's right. Okay, and I might go out and watch the movie.
Or Across the Universe.
Have you